Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about something I'm really excited about, which is the slow carb diet. So the 4 Hour Body by Tim Ferriss came out something like 10 years ago, I'm not sure. But in it, there's a chapter or two on the slow carb diet. And this diet, I feel, is so underrated. It works so well. And especially for those of us who are into optimizing our life and saving money, it's just the most efficient thing, both in the time you spend in the grocery store, the time you spend preparing your meals, for being on a healthy diet that allows you to think clearly and feel really good, to not have to think about your food, to not have to think about cravings and whether you should give in to them or not. So I'm going to explain the diet a little bit and how it manages to be so efficient. So of course, before you go on any diet, especially if you have a health condition or some sort of diagnosis, make sure you check with a doctor. Be smart, be responsible people. And so here are the rules. No white carbs, and this also means no not white carbs, which is no wild rice, no whole wheat bread, no carbs except for beans. So you're going to eat the same foods over and over again, and each meal ideally should be made up of these three groups. One is a legume, which is beans or lentils. The next is veggies. Nothing like squash or sweet potatoes. You want all your veggies to be green, with the exception of something like cauliflower. And a protein, which is generally going to be eggs, beef, and chicken. You can eat pork. So I am allergic to chicken eggs, but I was still able to do this diet, and it still saved me money. So if you have your own chickens, or you have a good source of preferably pasture raised eggs, cheap, this diet's really gonna save you money. But even without being able to do the eggs, it made a big difference for me. So the next rule is don't drink any calories. No sodas, of course, no milk, no anything you're drinking. Some people do protein shakes, but that's not ideal. You want to be eating whole foods. And the fourth rule is don't eat fruit. So those two rules together are why I gained weight on drinking fruit smoothies every morning. And I wasn't even putting in much fruit at all, just wild blueberries. But for some reason, I'm about to turn 30 and my metabolism is slowing down, and I just can't manage the amount of sugar that I used to be eating. So rule number 5 is not a rule, but is actually awesome, which is take a cheat day. This is generally going to be Saturday, and eat all the things that you were craving all week. So your cheat day can be completely ridiculous, and you can go out to McDonald's and eat pizza, or I, as a money-saving Mustachian, like to bake cookies. And I also eat a lot of fruit on that day, and stuff like sweet potatoes and sometimes rice. I used to be really interested in the bulletproof diet, but they have made the marketing and the expense of that and the level of perfection is just, it led me astray. And I was trying to follow the principles. I was spending way too much money. I was still eating way too many carbs because I wasn't willing to spend the amount of money on eating basically nothing but green veggies and grass-fed beef. And now, like, keto is the more popular thing, but people have so many, they vary the way they do that diet so much. So basically, you don't even have to go to the grocery store very often with this diet. If you want to buy in bulk beef, and I would highly recommend grass-fed beef. I found it's not that much expensive, and I get it in vacuum sealed packs that last longer. If you want to freeze your beef or chicken, All you have to do is buy dry or canned beans and a bunch of frozen veggies, especially if you have a chest freezer. You basically wouldn't have to go to the grocery store. And then you could go out and pick out something for cheat day, or be like me and just have basic baking stuff. Go to the grocery store every once in a while and get some fresh fruit. I have a family who's not on this diet, so I still grocery shop every week, but it still, even with just me on this diet, saves a bunch of money and saves a bunch of time, because I don't have to think about the food that I'm going to prepare for myself. And one thing I found is the more I cook at home, the more I pick the foods that I want to be eating, and so I'm more likely to overeat those things. So with this, it's just very bland, very boring, all set out. I don't have to think about it. It makes me feel really good. I've been so productive working with my business. It's just the past week or two have been the most productive in years. It's insane. I've been on this 6 weeks. If something changes, if somehow I get a deficiency or something, I'll make a video to update this. But you can take multivitamins and make sure that you're getting fruit on your cheat day. You can do lemon juice for vitamin C. And definitely get a copy, or better yet, get it from the library, of the 4-Hour Body, and check out the chapters if you're really interested in doing this, because he has a ton of extra little information and I found it all very helpful. So there's a couple little things that that you might want to consider. The beans, I found, if you're having trouble digesting those, do not undercook if you're cooking your beans from scratch, which he suggests that you don't try to cook at first, especially if you're like a bachelor or you're not used to cooking a lot. But if you just start cooking beans, it's easy to undercook them, especially if you use an Instant Pot or something like that. So make sure you cook your beans thoroughly, and if you're using canned beans, I buy a generic organic brand, and it was suggested too that those can give you less intestinal issues, and it's really true. But you also get used to the amount of fiber and the amount of vegetables that you're eating, so it's not as big of a problem as you would think it is. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to check it out right now and get more information, you can just Google the Slow Carb Diet. He has a blog post. It's titled something like How to Lose 100 Pounds on the Slow Carb Diet. You can just type that into Google and find it written out if you want to see at a glance the rules for doing it. I had to go over them a few times. But yeah, I'm just totally blown away by how well this works. I'm 6 weeks in and I've lost 6 pounds. And before I went on the diet, I was already at a healthy BMI, and I was doing strength training and yoga and running for like half hour, an hour a day. And on this diet, I've cut back on my activity in order to have more energy to work on my business. And I'm just on this diet and I've lost that much weight. And the other extra thing I love from the 4-Hour Body is kettlebell swings. I got a kettlebell, and it's a phenomenal exercise for someone who's always been afraid of lifting heavy weights, like most women I'd expect. It's pretty awesome, and I'm really enjoying that. So check out the 4-Hour Body, check out the Slow Carb Diet. It will save you a bunch of money without going totally carb heavy. I have been trying to find something where it's easy to shop for, where I'm actually saving money and I'm really doing well by my health, and I'm not going to have to worry about paying down the road for it. And this is it. So I wanted to share that for you. And if you want more content like this about minimalism and optimizing your life and conscious living and all the great things that there are in life to find and improve, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you subscribe. Thank you very much. This is Mandy. Bye.